So 3 weeks ago, I decided to go on a journey to change my life in 6 months. I mean, so far, it's actually been quite a bit of work, but we are on episode 3, and so I really feel like by now we've probably got the ball rolling. We're probably not gonna crash out, right? 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 Well, how am I supposed to know? I'm not even done editing the video. Hey, we're not gonna crash out, right? Right? I mean, she's being way too negative, right? Probably gonna be fine, right? Oh, sure. Ask me. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. There was me, there was the editor, there's me again. Narrator. How are we gonna do? What are we doing? Are we gonna crash out or what? Huh? Yeah, no, you'll be fine. I mean, it's a Valentine's Day special after all. Cheer up. Look, as cute as that sounds, actually, it was really cute. We are in a hurry. We actually really need to worry about something far more significant than Valentine's Day, even though I love Valentine's Day. My social life. So now we're here at the grocery store, and honestly, it's actually a little embarrassing to be filming in like public like this. So I'm gonna try and make it quick. I'm not trying to disturb other people's peace while they're going on a peaceful Sunday morning shopping spree. But I am here for a reason too. I'm here because I need to work on talking to people. So when I was younger, I would never by any means say that I was a very social person. Quite the opposite, in fact. I was very solitary, especially when I was younger. I found it really hard to open up to people, and to this day, I'm still rather slow at doing that, much to my own detriment. And around, I would say, COVID, my already lower social skills kind of took a really big hit, but even more so after COVID. You know, I'd been working at the same place for a really long time. I felt as though I finally got the hang of speaking to people. But around that time, I ended up switching jobs. And in and of itself, that's fine. But I ended up working at a bank with literal schoolyard bullies. It feels a little ridiculous as an adult to say that like I'm getting like bullied by people, but I really can't call it very much other than that. On the basis of like accountability and stuff, I am willing to take a bit of like accountability for that happening to me. Again, very slow to warm up to people, very slow to talk to people. And now I'm realizing that that is just not necessarily the best way to be as an adult. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to increase my social skills so that I can eventually not kill any chance I have at making meaningful connections with other people and immediately make them dislike me. But luckily, even though my tragic but common story is afoot, I would say there is an unsung hero. Oh gosh, there's people around. Hi. Howdy doodly. There is an unsung hero to this story. My boyfriend also happens to work at a bank, and his coworkers are so much nicer. So what they've done for me, the poor sad sap that I am, they have invited me out to a crochet party, and I am determined to make a very good impression going out with these ladies alone for the very first time. Because again, we are in the mood for making friends, making connections, and meeting new people. So right now, I've got to put my social pants on, my extrovert pants on, and we're gonna have a good time. So how are we gonna make this the best crochet party ever? First, I already got my yarn. I went to Joann's. And I picked up the cutest Juicy Couture pink velour yarn. It is gorgeous. And I also picked up the cutest pen to go with it, or I don't really know what they call it. I think stick. Man, I'm sounding uncultured. I'm doing a lot of nervous rambling that I'm gonna have to cut out because I'm nervous to be filming in public. Like, no one is in this aisle. I don't see anybody. Okay, now I see somebody. I had to make this quick so that I can not be here anymore. So the last thing we'll be making is Taylor Swift cookies. It's going to be the third thing that we bring other than the yarn and the thank you note. The Taylor Swift cookies are the chai tea cookies. I've heard they were bussin', so we are going to see for ourselves. We are going to invoke the goddess of love, and we're going to bring her for good luck on our journey for social skills. Hopefully everybody will like the cookies too, and I don't flap them. Valentine's Day is coming up, and so I am guaranteed to be in a bit of a Valentine's Day mood for probably the rest of February. So I guess you can be looking forward to that. They did say this was the Valentine's Day special after all, but we are very busy. We have no time to waste with games. So what I'm saying is that my social skills are at a critical low and we need to fix them. And therefore we need to prepare things. We need to gather up all of the courage that we have so that we make a good first impression, so that we talk to people, we maintain being open, okay? Like not giving off, I don't want to talk to you energy, I don't want to talk to you vibes. And because of that, we are in a hurry because this is happening tomorrow. And therefore, narrator, I do not have time. Fine, if you're in such a hurry. You are so passive aggressive. You know that? You really can't listen to me for a second, can you? It'll be fun. Fine. I guess I'll need some help.
Even better than Mama.
You just make a chain, a simple chain, and you keep it so
it gives it a homemade quality.
Exactly. It's called love.
Yeah.
Looser?
See, it's not called
or is
love.
I can see
It's called
chain
love.
from here. I can see her. So like the right. Yep. Now I'm gonna
Think of prosperity. Hey.
I was gonna say I am.
Well, that was refreshing. Honestly, I really usually feel like rejuvenated when I am like around other girls and stuff like that, even though like the concept of being around a lot of women can simultaneously be a little nerve-wracking, but also when like done in the right way, it's like, I don't know, it's so healing, honestly. Everybody struggled. I really didn't expect that. I don't know, like the way that everybody's doing crochet makes it kind of seem like, oh, it's this cute, easy little thing to pick up. Like, no, it really wasn't. by the end of it, everybody was kind of looking at each other with like these traumatized smiles as we like constantly were just pulling and unraveling our freaking our yarn and our scarves. Like, I don't even think anybody's scarf really made it past, like, actually, let me show you. This is my creation, guys. Ta-da! I'm not gonna show you the stitching up close because anybody that is into crochet will no doubt completely laugh at it. But I originally bought this yarn and I'm really proud of this combo. This is so freaking cute to me, but it's so hard to work with because you have to have like a certain amount of tension or like, I don't know, like slack when you're doing these things. So I was literally like stitching and it was so tight that it would make basically like, it would look like I was knitting, and I just wasn't. So this was not necessarily the most appropriate to use, and I'm going to have to work up to using this. Maybe by the end of the 6 months, maybe I'll have my own scarf. As for the social level that I was, honestly, I really think that it wasn't so challenging because I have met a lot of these girls before. Like, I had a lot of like lifelines and stuff, so I didn't really have to exert myself so much. However, there was another person that was there. She was new, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? I already know these people, so this is a social challenge, so let's try and talk to her because that's the whole point. So we talked to her a bit and she was like so nice. You know, obviously I really think these kind of things are kind of like socialization on easy mode a little bit. It's not at all like the cold open you would get like going to a new job. Yes, I really feel like stuff like this is like so hyper specific and hyper individual that like it's so, it's way easier to make friends and to talk to people and stuff. So I just need to be able to take these skills and translate them to meeting people in real life. But like not in situations where you could tell what they're into right off the bat by virtue of them being there. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. But I'm still actually in kind of like a lovey-dovey mood. I don't know, I kind of considered this to be like kind of like a Valentine's Day event. It's still in the month of love. So I really think that it felt like Valentine's Day to me. So I feel like I'm in this kind of lovey-dovey mood. So I came up with something really fun. I'm gonna show you in the next section. This intermission is a sign from the universe. Are you currently sitting and watching a Snotty Pop YouTube video right now? Perhaps enjoying yourself a little too much? So why don't you give me a like and subscribe? It helps me make more content week to week, and it also helps keep this challenge going. As a struggling 9-to-5er, I really could use all the help and support I can get. You can also follow me on TikTok with the same name because I have the same challenge going on over there, but with completely different content. So give it a watch. Okay guys, so there really isn't much time to explain because right now I'm in the Barnes & Noble's bathroom and currently apparently the locks are broken. So anyone can come in here at any time. Lovely. But what I want to explain is that, okay, guys, so what I want to explain is that I made a bunch of love letters, and because I was in a Valentine's Day mood, I wrote a bunch of love letters, and I'm planning on going to the romance section and kind of like love letter bombing the romance section, you know? I wrote them for like 5 different books. I'll explain as we go along, but right now we have to leave because I'm not gonna have somebody bursting in on me doing this, okay? Bye. Also, here's my love letter goddess fit check. I think it's cute. Okay, so as I said, we have like 5 different books that we're doing this with. So we're gonna go right to the love section and we are going to see if we can find them still. They're relatively newer, so I don't think they should be out of stock or anything. That would be a little depressing. All right, let's go. Now, I don't really think that they would stop me, and by they, I'm referring to the employees behind me. I don't really think that they would stop me from putting love letters here, but at the same time, I have kind of seen it where people don't really like it when you put like extra letters in the love letter section or like in the romance section because it's one of those things where you don't know what's written in it. So I can see that. So I'm just gonna play it safe and not say anything. So I have these. I have 5 of them in total. And I read them all like at different parts during the year. But these are all books that I think I really like, and they stuck with me. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't explain this at home, I did try to, but then upon looking at the footage, my microphone wasn't on, so all of it got cut out. But honestly, the reason that I'm doing this to begin with is because I have like a really bad habit of like not showing up for myself. I just wandered into the manga section because that's where I want to be. So we're going to talk about it here. Okay guys, so just listen to me yap for a little bit. Okay, so the whole reason why we're doing this is because I have like this really bad habit of like not showing up for myself. So I will say that I have things that I wanted to do, like with my life, with like even just like small missions like this. Like I've said I wanted to make these love letters. Thus, these are from accumulated over several years. Not several years, but like several months. I've been saying, hey, I really want to go out. I really want to put these in a bookstore because I think it would be really cool and it'd be really romantic, like romanticizing my life and stuff. Another thing that I said I wanted to do, yet I just don't. And I don't know really why. Like, I'm not really sure what I want to say. Like, I'm not really sure what's wrong with me. There was a person. I'm going to try and move this. Okay, how about here? So ultimately, this is basically an exercise, both in communication, because I really, I have like a long and storied history of being a fan fiction writer, actually. I guess I just think that's like a canon event for a lot of people, a lot of girls especially. So I went through like a large fan fiction phase, and I really liked that phase of my life. I really miss it, to be honest with you, but I've got stuff that I need to do from a day-to-day basis, so I just don't have the time to dedicate to it anymore. But I can do this. When I was doing my fan fiction thing, I found it as a way to kind of like, I don't know, be with my people, be with my fandoms, because I feel like fandom has such a strong sense of community and like communication upon everybody, because we all like the same thing, we all enjoy the same thing, you know, even if we don't, like even if there are fandom wars, like even then that is still kind of like part of the fun of the whole thing. But I think that this is like kind of part of that. It's both honoring that side of myself that said that she wanted to do this and fulfill kind of like this, you know, old thing I said I wanted to do. It's showing up for myself, and it's communicating with other girls that were men who really like this book, because I really worked hard on these letters. Like I stayed up literally until midnight actually rewriting them, because I wrote most of them over the course of the week. But then as I was like copying them down onto the letters on my stationery, I kind of thought they were a little weak sauce, I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, yeah, let me just rewrite half of them and make them like a better product. Was that a great idea? No, I'm kind of exhausted right now, but I think it was worth it. And I'm happy to put what I think is currently the best work that I could make right now out. So let's go. Okay, so this first letter says it's to Peaches. So I know immediately what book I'm looking for now. It's from this author, but it's funny because I see every other book except for the one I'm looking for. Lori Gilmore. But she's not there. Well, it is a Christmas themed book, so I can kind of see it not necessarily being like with all of these classics, but let me see. Okay, I really didn't think that this would be difficult, so maybe I should just ask. Hi, excuse me. I'm looking for a book by Lori Gilmore. I see 2 of those over there, but it was the Christmas one.
Give me a second. We should still have it. I'm gonna check in the back and I'll see what I can find for you.
Oh, is it one of those things where they're not on the shelves? Because I know it was a seasonal book.
Oh, we should have them now. I think we just sold down on them because we have a friend who will grab for you.
Could you actually?
What can I do for you?
Okay, so I have these. So these are letters, and these are like made to go with the book for whoever reads it. I've read all of these before, so I wanted to just kind of leave it for the person if they ever buy the book. It's like, oh, it's not like a spoiler or anything. It's like, so in the Christmas story, he ends up writing all these letters and stuff, and it's like, hey, so I thought maybe I could like write one of those letters, and it's kind of like a cute Valentine's Day thing. So I thought, I don't know, maybe I could leave it.
Let me see what I can find for you. I'll grab one out of the back for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Pride swallowed, embarrassment felt, cringe accepted. Honestly, don't ever hire me to be a spy because I have no fortitude. We'll find these other books without her help though, because that would be really freaking embarrassing. Oh, look, we found one right away. Woohoo! Okay, lucky. The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. If anybody has not read this book, read it. It's a good book. It's a good book. It's a good book. Should I like slip it inside of the book? Or should I put it on the side of the book? Decisions. There. Hopefully it should be cool. This is the book. Her books are always so pretty. 2 down, 3 more to go. I really feel like I have like a hard time with basically with doing things like this, because I feel like I'm like dead bothering people and like making their day longer. This is probably coming from like me as like a 9-to-5er myself, not necessarily wanting to be bothered by the masses. So I don't know. Sometimes things require you to talk to people. This is a social episode, so we won't be afraid to ask for help, okay? How about this? After we finish this dire mission, we are going to look all we want around the bookstore because we deserve it. Okay, next up, Iris Winnow. A lot of people probably know this one already. It's from Divine Rivals, so I should be able to find it. I don't think it will still be under romance because it had a lot of fantasy elements to it, so we're gonna try somewhere else. My friend really loves sprayed edges, and ever since then, I don't know, I've kind of just taken a peek every single time I see one. So like, I've always wanted to read these Bridgerton books because look how gorgeous they are. I haven't even watched the show. Am I a sinner for that? Anyone who has any recommendations for books, of course. Romance first. Romance will always be taken first. Go ahead and tell me. Oh my god! Ha! Look at that. Bingo. Be here? In the book, Iris says that her grandma tended to hide notes places. In her coat, in like pockets, in the floorboards. So I feel like hiding them in between the books would probably be a good idea. Okay, now what? Will that focus? There we go. Lemon. Oh, these last 2 are actually going to be for the 7-Year Slip. Another book where you should read that if you have not read that. Even if you're not super into like romance. I mean, ideally, you would ideally read these if you were in romance because there's definitely hella love in these. Well, there's one of her books. Guys, I think we finna take another L. Well, I suppose it was a good thing that we asked because they are straight up out of that book. Taiwan class. Yo, on a completely different note, I am so pumped for this show to come out. Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped for it. So, Hanakimi's coming out with one. Witch Hat Atelier is finally getting an adaptation. Did you even see the trailer? The trailer was freaking amazing. Like, I will literally like cry when this comes out. I'm literally gonna sit on my couch and cry. Okay guys, so I found this free Valentine's Day themed K-pop dancing class, and honestly, if you know me, I really like anime, I love K-pop, I love all that stuff, so this is like so me coded. So I was like, I definitely got to do this. On my vision board even, it actually says I want to dance in public. Like I want to do like a public dance. It can be a K-pop dance, it could be, I have something in mind. But the thing is that I actually cannot dance. Like I've never been able to dance. That's never been my forte. And it's just not what I'm confident doing. In fact, I really feel like if you threw me in front of people and told me to like do a little jig or something like that, I would probably freeze up. And that is not the energy that we want when we do the, you know, whatever dance we decide to do in public. That is not the energy we want. That would be so freaking embarrassing. So we are going to do a class to kind of get used to the idea of doing that. And also, because this is a social themed episode, we are also going to try and be social. So in other fitness classes that I've been in, Pilates or weightlifting, they all have this thing where they tell you to kind of turn to your partner or like turn to the person that you've been next to all this time and like say hi, or, you know, like maybe even exchange numbers, because if you come back to this class, you will most definitely see the same people, the same rotating group and stuff. And I am really, really bad at doing this. Yeah, that's just like, nah, I'm like a slow person to warm up to people. So I'm trying to use this to get out of that and to, I don't know, just talk to people. Like, people don't bite. I mean, they do, but like, people are not scary. You should be able to go out, talk to people, make friends. And that is our goal. Get over social anxiety first. And the second thing is we are going to get over fear of dancing and of course fear of being perceived, which is why I'm wearing this. I really thought this was like K-pop, like those K-pop practice dance outfits. I really thought that was the vibe that I was going for with these. I already had this top and I borrowed these from my boyfriend, but I thought that it's giving a little bit. Anyway, so it's one of those things where I always go to a place and I kind of expect that everybody else is gonna be like all dressed up and stuff, because if they're not dressed up, I don't really mind being overdressed. But if everybody is dressed up and everybody has fit the vibe has been checked, and I have not passed the vibe test, I feel like really, really self-conscious, and that is going to like completely demotivate me to talk to other people. So I am going to wear this. This is my fighting outfit. My armor, we're going. This is so exciting. I don't know about you, but I'm like super pumped to do this actually. Okay, let's go. I really thought I was recording all the time. That is so freaking embarrassing. Okay, guys, I have returned, and I have returned with the goods, with the tea, okay? Because this, I told you that this was like, I want to say that if this was a game, this is definitely like one of those mini bosses of like social skills, okay? We worked on it, we went out and we went to like a bookstore, we did like our dreams, and we have trust in ourselves now, we have faith in ourselves. We went out and we interacted with other human beings as well. And we, you know, we talked to them, we did a little filming, we talked to them, and we had a good time. But this is solo mission time, okay? I don't know anybody here. I don't know, I have no like lifelines. Usually when I go out someplace, I prefer, that's what I call them. I call them lifelines. So if I go somewhere new, I like to bring somebody I already know. Usually that person is either my boyfriend or it's a friend or something like that, you know? So like if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I want to press eject, I can do that. I depend on them a lot when it comes down to this kind of stuff, especially like when I'm filming and stuff. I really feel like having another person with me has kind of like helped in that, like, it's not weird that I'm going around filming the perimeter, you know? But today, again, solo mission time. I was by myself. I go in, there's all these girls there. Like, I didn't expect it to be like an empty like space or anything like that, but I certainly did not necessarily expect the turnout. There's at least like 20 girls there. I mean, you know, y'all know my math is bad, okay? But there was a lot of girls, okay? All the seats were filled. People were kind of walking around and stuff like that. I did a little bit of a sit, okay? So for those of you that don't know, at least I think that this is like a non-social social cue, you know, or like an unsaid social rule, if you will, that when you come in, you speak to people. And I know people are like, well, that's obvious. Like a lot of people actually think that's obvious. It is not, especially around strangers, because a lot of people are shy or they get nervous around people. And the thing with filming is that when you are filming, people are very considerate of you, actually. I kind of thought people would think I was really annoying, but I really think people try to be considerate of like that I'm doing something and they don't want to get in my vibe or anything like that. But this is blocking my mojo, my, you know, interacting with other people, which is the whole point of me even going to this K-pop dance. Aside from the fact that I love K-pop, actually, it's kind of getting in the way. So I kind of tried to film everything as quickly as I possibly could. Okay, actually, I need to tell you. So I'm telling you this from like start to finish, but there is like some real tea in here, okay? There's something that actually happened that was so cool. Okay, so I kind of parked my stuff where like next to my camera. I got my water bottle, I got my, you know, camera and stuff, and I like really quickly tried to set that up, but I was able to do it so quickly that I had some time where I was just sitting around. And one of the girls next to me, she introduced herself. We'll just say her name was like, let's call her Nico. Nico means smile. Can you tell I'm a weeb? I meet this girl, her name is Nico, and Nico is really cute. I was really honestly surprised. Like, I'm always surprised when cute girls like talk to me and stuff like that, because I'm like a guy that has like the least amount of riz. So this really cute girl is like, she comes up to me and she's like, oh, hi, my name is Nico, what's your name? And she's like, I think you look really, really bomb. And I was like, facts. Immediately, like, I lose my attention. I was like, I think you look cute. She had like pigtails in. We talked, and obviously the class started really soon. But here's where the interesting part comes in, because it wasn't just her that I got to know. I sat next to this other girl, right? We were actually right next to each other. We just decided arbitrarily to stand next to each other because Nico wanted to be in the front line. I did not want to be there because I'm not good at dancing. I'm right behind Nico. And right next to me, I turn and I introduce myself to the girl next to me, because I say, this is the point. This is the point of this challenge, right? Talk to people, Catherine. Okay, so I sit next to her and I turn and I say, hi, my name's Catherine. What's your name? And she says, my name is Michael. I say that because it's a very distinct name. So I won't be saying what her name is. Obviously, I'm not saying who anyone's name is, but like her name was like very distinct. And what it reminded me of, I remember a girl when I was in high school, I went to school with a girl named Michael too. And I was like, oh, I've never met another girl in my life named Michael. So honestly, like my brain was turning. I was like, is this that same Michael? Like, honestly, I would rather be like quiet and mistaken than loud and wrong. So that is the strategy I tend to go with for a lot of things, and that is the strategy I went with today. So I did mention like, hey, that's really cool. I've only known one other person in my previous history of living. I've only ever known one Michael. So that's really cool. You will be my second Michael that I've ever met. And she was like, oh, that's really cool. Usually people have never met a person named Michael or like a girl named Michael before. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's really a coinky-dink, isn't it? Right? Really a coinky-dink, right? Okay, so listen. When I was in high school, I went to school with a girl named Michael, and I remember I always wanted to be her friend. And this is true. When I went to school with Michael, I thought she was really cool. She was like really artsy. It just, to me, it kind of felt like she already had like an idea of who she wanted to be. And she was not really afraid to show that. She was like a little eccentric and like my type of person. But I don't know, I could never figure out a way to like talk to her. So I was like, yeah, that was like years ago, obviously. So, and she was like, hey, what school did you go to? Like, what high school did you go to? And I was like, oh, I went to high school X. And she was like, I'm Michael. I'm your Michael. And I was like, oh my God, I knew it. I knew it. Again, we would rather be quiet and mistaken than loud and wrong, okay? But oh my God, that was so freaking cool, you know? And I was like, that's so cool that I get to like, I don't know, like now years later, I get to finally do the thing that I said I wanted to do, which was make friends with like a like-minded individual that I really couldn't imagine talking to before. So cool. This challenge brings so many cool things like to the forefront, and it like challenges you, and I think it rewards you in kind. So it's really cool. So afterwards, socialization cues, right? We all trade each other's social medias. Dude, why do I feel like that's such a win? Oh my God, I'm like I need to touch some grass or something. But so I feel like this is such a win in my book. I got 3 girls, social medias. Praise me. Praise me. We all kind of are like, yeah, we should like meet up. We're all around the same age, which is awesome. So we like are like, we should just meet up. We should get some boba or something like that. We can talk about K-pop because we obviously have stuff in common, but we need to like make that second step, or at least I feel like I should reach out and make that second step. And that's like probably going to be this like an ongoing mission. I like to think that if I hadn't like spoken up at that time, then I would have never met Michael again, even though she was sitting right next to me, still into the same stuff, still the cool person that she always has been. And I'm like, that's synchronicity right there. That right there, manifesting. And that's what I'm manifesting it for all of us. We are all gonna get great friend groups that we all like and enjoy and we have fun with in 2025. But you have to put yourself out there. We have officially made it to the end of the video. We have completed our socialization challenges, and honestly, I'm feeling a lot better about this as like a goal, as like a human being, honestly. And I hope for anybody who's doing this challenge too, that you guys get on it, because I know a lot of people are very, they want friends, they want connection and stuff like that. And I'm telling you that it's out there if you look for it, all right? If you guys have ever manifested anything, like tell me in the comments below, because I would really love to hear some success stories with this. And if you guys are interested in me trying out like affirmations or manifestations or anything like that, leave some suggestions in the comments. Like, I'm super open to a lot of different things. Anything, because we're trying to change our lives, so we kind of have to be an open book. We have to be flexible with this kind of stuff, okay? All right, bye.